Hello, dear one. My name is Nanaya from Love and Freedom Life Strategies. I'm a health and life coach. I am very, very slowly making my way through the Psalms, and I'm at Psalm 145. And I was really impressed by verse 9. It spoke so loudly to me. David, whose opinions and understandings of God I take very, very seriously, because tradition holds that David may have known God better than any other human ever has. This is what David says. You, God, you are good to everyone. You shower compassion on all your creation. This led me to think about the lines that we draw in the sand, even that idea of, the boundaries that we have for nations and the rules that we make for one another. This is a hard pill to swallow because we all have those people in our lives that we think are awful, that we have decided are not worthy of God's love or God's goodness, or really definitely should not be blessed in any way, are not, should not be recipients of God's grace, undeserved favor. So, for some of us, it would be warlords who kidnap children and force them to become child soldiers. For others of us, it would be child molesters. Depending where you are on the spectrum, whether you're far left or far right, it might be drag queens. People draw lines. People have decided in their minds who is out of reach of God's grace and goodness, or who should be in their thinking. And then I think for me, sometimes the people that I have the hardest time with, I'd like to think I'm not super judgy anymore. I've been working on that. But then when people are super judgy and say people are outside of the grace of God, the grace and mercy of God, then I get really judgy towards them. Those are the people that I think are awful. Psalm 145, verse 9. You are good to everyone. You shower compassion. You shower compassion on all your creation. I feel like this verse is kind of like stepping outside of the planet, looking at the planet from outer space and seeing that there are no boundaries, there are no national lines, there are no borders. God is good and showers compassion on all of God's creation. God does not draw lines between people. Quite honestly, from God's perspective, we're all an abject failure. we all have rebelled. We all have made choices that miss the mark. The word sin it's an archery term. It talks about missing the mark. So the goal is the bullseye. We take aim, we fire, we miss the mark. We're off a bit. That's what God's grace and mercy is for. Yeah, some of us are maybe off more than others, but we're all off. Mercy, when we deserve something, but don't get it. We don't have to face the consequence because of someone's mercy. Grace, undeserved favor, it's gifts. It's this idea of being showered with compassion. You shower compassion on all your creation. I know this is a hard pill to swallow when we think about those that we have a particularly difficult time loving or thinking should be recipients of God's grace. But when we step back and from God's point of view, God is going to be good to everyone. Let's take a deep breath and set an intention today to move just a tiny bit closer to God's character today. 1% more like God good to everyone, showering compassion on all creation, despite our own personal judgments or biases. Thank you for being with me today. Thank you for being willing to tolerate this difficult message. I know it's difficult for me. Let's continue to practice together. Peace to you.